Hi guys, welcome back. Do you have a multiple ISO file like Windows, Linux or Android and you don't want to create a separate bootable USB drive every time? In this video, I will show you how to boot multiple ISO file directly from your hard drive on a Windows 11 system without using any USB drive. So let's get started. First, let me show you my D drive. Here I have a folder called All ISO. Inside this folder, I have stored multiple ISO files, including Android TV OS, Bliss OS, Kali Linux, Linux Mint, and a few other operating system ISOs. It's always better to keep all your ISO file on a separate drive like D or E instead of a C drive, so that even if you reinstall or reset Windows, your ISO files will remain safe and ready to use. The idea is very simple. Instead of creating a separate bootable USB drive, we will create a small boot partition and use GRUBFM to boot any of these ISO files directly from our hard drive. Now let's create the boot partition first. So right click on the start button and select disk management. Here I am going to use my D drive because it has enough free space available. So right click on the D drive and then select shrink volume. For the amount of space to shrink, enter 1024 MB. This will create a 1 GB partition which is more than enough for our boot files. Then click shrink. Now you can see the unallocated space. So right click on the unallocated space and select new simple volume. Click next. Then assign the drive letter like F or any available drive letter of your choice. For the file system, you need to select FAT32 because UEFI system requires a FAT32 partition for booting. And give it a volume label such as a multiboot and click finish. Now our boot partition is ready. Next, we need to download GRUBFM. So open your browser and search for GRUBFM. Open the GitHub page. On the GitHub page, click on releases and scroll down and download the latest English US version of GRUBFM. Once the download is complete, open the downloaded zip file and now you need to extract it. So inside the extracted folder, locate the file name GRUBFM x64.efi. So right click on it and rename it to boot.efi. Then copy this boot.efi file to the FAT32 partition that we just created. As you can see, the file has been copied successfully. Next, we need another tool called BootIce. We will use BootIce to add a new boot option, so our computer can launch GRUBFM during startup. Okay. So once again, open your browser and search for BootIce download. Open any trusted download websites from the list and download BootIce. Once downloaded, you need to extract the zip file. Now open BootIce and make sure to run it as administrator. Now BootIce page will open and here you need to go to the UEFI tab. Now click on edit boot entries. Here you need to select the disks where your newly created FAT32 partition exists. Then click add. Now browse to the FAT32 partition, that is my F drive, and select the boot.efi file. For the boot entry name, you can enter something like multiboot ISO and make sure the correct FAT32 partition is selected under boot part. Then click on save current boot entry. Click OK and then close. At this point, the UEFI boot entry has been created successfully. Now go to the physical disk tab and select the disk that contains the FAT32 partition. Then click parts manage and select the FAT32 partition and remove its drive letter. So this is optional, but it helps keep the partition hidden from File Explorer. Now close BootIce. And that's it. We have finished all the configuration steps. Now it's time to see whether everything is working correctly. Now let's restart the computer. While the computer is starting, press your boot menu key. So depending on your motherboard, it could be F12, F11, F8, escape or any other key. In the boot menu, you should now see the boot entry that we created earlier called multiboot ISO. So select it and then GRUBFM will now load. From here, navigate to the drive where your ISO files are stored. So in my case, I will open the 240 GB drive. Then open the all ISO folder. And as you can see, all my ISO files are listed here. So let's first try Kali Linux, okay? So I will select the Kali Linux ISO file and then choose boot ISO. As you can see, Kali Linux is now booting directly from the hard drive without using any USB drive. From here, you can try Kali Linux in a live mode to explore its features without installing it. Or you can start the installation process and install it on your computer. Okay, so now let's go back and test another ISO file. So let's test the HBCDP ISO. I will select the HBCDP ISO file and then choose boot ISO. As you can see, HBCDP is now booting directly from the hard drive without using any USB drive. Once it finishes loading, you will have access to a complete WinP environment packed with useful troubleshooting and recovery tools. From here, you can backup important files, recover lost data, scan for virus, reset Windows password or troubleshoot your PC. This means our multi-boot setup is working successfully here. And the best part is that your original Windows installation remains completely untouched unless you actually start an operating system installing manually. One more thing, if you start your PC normally, Windows will boot just like before. You won't see any extra boot menu or need to select anything. Whenever you want to boot an ISO file, simply restart your PC, then press your boot menu key and select the multi-boot ISO boot entry. So that's it for today's video, guys. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any future video update. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.